Have you ever stopped to wonder how the glass of milk on your breakfast table, or the steak sizzling on your grill, actually gets there? Behind these everyday products lies a massive, global operation, powered by some of the most powerful and sophisticated machines in modern agriculture. Every year, over 60 million cows are transported around the world. That's not just a number. It's a colossal logistical challenge. From pasture to port, from feedlot to processing plant, farmers and transporters rely on heavy-duty vehicles, advanced equipment, and meticulous planning to keep the system running smoothly. This isn't the quiet, traditional farm many of us imagine. It's a world of engines, hydraulics, and automation, a world where machines aren't just helpful, they're absolutely essential. In this video, we're going to take you deep into that world. We'll explore the cutting-edge transport trucks that move cattle across continents. We'll dive into the technology behind total mixed ration systems that blend feed with surgical precision. We'll look inside barns where bedding machines and bale spreaders work faster and smarter than ever before. And we'll even venture into the raw, rugged terrain where forestry machinery clears the way for expanding farmland. Some of these machines are massive, some are incredibly precise, but all of them play a role in one of the most critical industries on Earth: feeding the global population. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on farming, not as a slow, outdated tradition, but as a fast-moving, high-tech industry driven by innovation, coordination, and a surprising amount of horsepower. Every year, millions of cows are on the move. Some travel within a single region, others cross entire countries, or even continents. It's not just a matter of loading animals onto a truck and hitting the road. Behind each journey is a complex, finely tuned system designed to handle one of agriculture's most delicate and demanding tasks: moving live animals at scale. The process begins long before the engine starts. Cattle must be carefully selected, grouped by size, weight, and sometimes even temperament. They're inspected for health and cleared for transport under strict veterinary supervision. Depending on the destination, animals may need vaccinations, certifications, and detailed health records. Then comes the loading phase, an operation that must balance speed with gentleness. Ramps are angled for easy walking, surfaces are non-slip, and handlers are trained to minimize stress. Once on board, the cattle enter a different world, one where machines do much of the caretaking. Modern livestock transport trucks are engineering marvels. Many are equipped with 400 horsepower engines, allowing them to haul loads up to 30,000 pounds across mountains, deserts, or icy roads without flinching. But power is just the beginning. Inside these vehicles, the design prioritizes animal welfare. Multi-level floors help separate cattle by size and reduce overcrowding. Air circulation systems ensure fresh ventilation throughout the journey. Some trucks even feature climate control to maintain safe internal temperatures, whether they're driving through scorching summer plains or freezing winter highways. Shock absorption systems reduce vibrations and jolts, keeping the animals steady and calm. These aren't just trucks, they're rolling barns, built for resilience, comfort, and efficiency. Behind the wheel, the drivers play a crucial role too. They're more than operators, they're caretakers, constantly checking on the animals, following tight schedules, and adhering to animal welfare laws. Live transport often includes planned rest stops, where cattle are watered, fed, and monitored. GPS tracking ensures the route is optimized and any delays can be managed in real time. But with this level of sophistication comes a high price tag. The cost of transporting cattle varies significantly depending on distance, infrastructure, and country. On average, farmers or exporters might pay anywhere from a few dollars to tens of dollars per head. Depending on fuel prices, tolls, and route complexity, fuel efficiency is a major concern, especially with rising global energy costs. So transport companies invest heavily in aerodynamic truck designs and advanced routing software to save every liter of diesel. Maintenance, too, is no small matter. These machines operate under intense pressure and must meet strict safety and sanitation standards. Floors are disinfected after each journey. Air systems are regularly serviced. Tires and brakes are inspected constantly. A breakdown on the road with a truckload of live animals is a risk no one wants to take. Then there's the regulatory side. Countries that import or export cattle enforce strict controls to prevent disease outbreaks. That means inspections at borders, health checks on arrival, and, sometimes, quarantine periods. Governments may also subsidize certain transport routes or offer incentives for higher welfare transport systems, pushing the industry toward better practices. But the payoff is worth it. Exporting cattle, whether for breeding, dairy, or meat, can generate substantial income for countries with strong livestock industries. From Australia to Brazil, from the US to Ireland, cattle exports form a major pillar of the agricultural economy. These trucks don't just move animals. They move revenue, opportunity, and growth. And for the farms at the starting point and the buyers at the destination, the value of safe, efficient, and humane livestock transport is more than just logistical. It's essential. Feeding livestock today is no longer a simple matter of tossing hay into a trough. On modern farms, nutrition is a science, and technology is the lab. At the heart of this transformation is something called Total Mixed Ration, or TMR. It's a system that combines all the key nutrients a cow needs, fibers, proteins, grains, minerals, into a single, consistent blend. Every mouthful offers a balanced diet. No sorting, no waste, no guesswork. And when cows eat better, they produce better, more milk, healthier weight gain, improved fertility. TMR isn't just about feeding. It's about performance. But creating that perfect mix day in, day out, takes more than a good recipe. It takes machines with precision, power, and endurance. Machines like the RMH Turbo Mix 24 Gold. This self-propelled TMR mixer is equipped with a 200 horsepower engine and designed to operate like a mobile feeding unit. It grinds, mixes, and delivers silage straight to the animals, all in one smooth workflow. For farmers managing hundreds of cattle, this isn't just convenient, it's transformational. Then there's the TMR Star V2, a vertical mixer ideal for professional farms that need high-quality feed delivered quickly. With 150 horsepower behind it, this machine can process a wide range of materials, wet, dry, fibrous, and still deliver a uniform mixture. It's particularly suited for farms that demand consistent rations every single day, without fail. For large-scale operations, capacity becomes king. That's where the FS800D steps in. This beast can handle up to 800 cubic feet of feed in one go. It doesn't just mix more, it mixes better, thanks to a dual screw system that keeps ingredients circulating smoothly from start to finish. For industrial livestock farms that feed thousands of animals, this kind of power is not optional. It's essential. And let's not forget the PAT 360 Series 2, a triple-screw vertical mixer known for its versatility. It handles everything: square bales, round bales, chopped hay, wet ingredients, and even dry grains, with the ability to process up to 30.000 pounds of feed. It's built for flexibility and scale. This is the machine you rely on when feed consistency needs to be perfect regardless of what's going into the mix. Beyond horsepower and capacity, the real value of these machines lies in the efficiency gains they bring to the farm. Manual feeding operations are labor-intensive and time-consuming. One worker might spend hours every day preparing and distributing feed. Every day, without exception. But with automated TMR mixers, a task that used to take half a day now takes a fraction of the time. That means fewer labor hours, reduced fatigue, and lower payroll costs. Then there's precision. Automated systems don't just mix ingredients. They measure them. Sensors ensure the exact quantities of corn silage, alfalfa, soybean meal, and minerals are combined to meet the herd's nutritional profile. If a cow needs more energy in winter or less protein during a specific growth phase, the operator can make real-time adjustments in the settings. That level of control leads to measurable improvements in both milk production and meat quality. The environmental impact is also worth noting. When feed is mixed properly and cows eat more efficiently, there's less waste, less feed left to rot, and fewer nutrients lost in the process. Storage is more organized, spillage is minimized, and water use can be reduced because the feed stays fresher and cleaner. In a world where sustainability is more than just a buzzword, that kind of impact matters. Behind the scenes, the mechanics are surprisingly elegant. Inside these mixers, Heavy-duty augers rotate with calculated speed, lifting and folding the feed over itself to create a consistent texture. Hardened steel blades chop through dense bales and fibrous material without clogging. Built-in load cells weigh the ingredients as they're added, while moisture sensors ensure the right balance between dry matter and liquids. Farmers often monitor the entire process through touchscreen control panels mounted on the vehicle. Many systems offer real-time data logging, allowing for detailed reports on feed consumption, nutritional ratios, and cost per batch. If anything's off, too much fiber, not enough energy, they can adjust the next load instantly. It's this combination of data, mechanics, and biology that makes modern feeding systems so powerful. The machine doesn't just deliver feed, it delivers consistency, reliability, and measurable improvement. And in farming, those are the ingredients for real success. Cattle don't just need good food, they need a good place to live. And that starts with bedding. Dry, clean bedding may seem simple, but it's one of the most important factors in keeping livestock healthy and productive. When cows lie down, they need a space that's soft enough to prevent injury, dry enough to discourage bacteria, and clean enough to keep disease from spreading. Get the bedding wrong, and it affects everything, from stress levels to milk output to veterinary bills. Modern barns have taken this need for comfort and turned it into an exact science. No longer dependent on manual labor and pitchforks. Today's farms rely on automated machines to prepare and maintain barn bedding with speed and precision. One of the most efficient tools in this process is the Bobman bedding machine. With its 75 horsepower engine and compact design, it can move swiftly through aisles, laying down a perfect layer of straw or sawdust. It's designed to reach tight corners, navigate between stalls, and cover large surface areas quickly, turning what used to be hours of work into a streamlined task. Then there's the 3RB straw spreader, a compact yet powerful machine that takes bedding distribution to another level. With 50 horsepower and a hydraulically controlled squeegee system, it grinds and sprays straw with surprising accuracy. Depending on the vehicle's hydraulic system, the straw can be spread up to 12 meters wide, enough to cover entire sections of a barn in one pass. Its speed control ensures even distribution, so every inch of bedding is just right, not too thick, not too sparse. Other specialized machines, like bale winders, uncoilers, and high-speed spreaders, help break down and distribute large straw bales with minimal waste. These machines unwind, fluff, and scatter bedding material evenly, ensuring maximum coverage while reducing manual handling. The result is a barn that stays consistently clean, dry, and comfortable, even in operations with hundreds or thousands of animals. But bedding isn't just about comfort. It's also a frontline defense against disease. Dirty bedding can harbor bacteria that cause mastitis, hoof infections, and respiratory illnesses. By automating the cleaning and bedding process, farms not only keep animals healthier, they also reduce the need for antibiotics, which is a major concern in sustainable livestock management. What makes today's barn systems even more impressive is how smart they've become. Many large farms now integrate bedding operations with IoT systems, using temperature sensors, humidity monitors, and even cow tracking technology to optimize barn conditions in real time. Sensors can detect when an area of the barn is getting too damp, triggering an automatic alert to replace bedding. Some systems even analyze cow movement, how often they lie down, how long they rest, to identify stress or discomfort before any symptoms appear. It's not just about maintenance, it's about precision livestock care. Comfortable cows lie down more often, ruminate more efficiently, and produce more milk. The link between bedding quality and productivity is well documented, and smart barns are designed to make the most of that connection. Healthier cows also mean fewer interventions, lower medical costs, and better overall herd longevity. In the end, these machines aren't just saving time, they're raising the standard of care. From the moment a bale of straw is lifted into a spreader to the moment a cow settles into her freshly laid bed, every step is part of a carefully managed system. A system built not just for efficiency, but for the comfort, safety, and health of every animal inside the barn. Let's step into the world of raw power and precision. Picture a 48,500-pound machine climbing a mountain. Not of rock or gravel, but of freshly chopped silage. That's the job of the Zetomir ZD30000, a purpose-built silage compactor that looks more like a lunar rover than a farm vehicle. Its massive tires, high-torque drivetrain, and low center of gravity allow it to crawl up towering piles of grass and maize without slipping. And it's not just doing this for show. Every climb matters. Efficient silage compaction is crucial. If oxygen remains trapped in the pile, it causes spoilage, bacteria multiply, the nutritional value drops. But when that silage is tightly packed by a heavyweight machine like the ZD30000, fermentation happens correctly, preserving energy, protein, and palatability. Good feed starts in the field, but it's secured on top of those silage mountains. To make that happen, the Zetomir isn't working alone. It often runs with a folding buck rake attachment, a massive comb-like implement that collects chopped forage and pushes it up the pile. Layer by layer. This isn't random piling. Each layer is leveled, then pressed, then leveled again. The consistency of this process directly affects the feed quality that animals will rely on months later. Meanwhile, in other parts of the feed operation, we see a different kind of teamwork. Bale processing often relies on a Teagle Tomahawk paired with a Matt Bro TR200. A dynamic duo that shreds round bales, separates out twine and netting, and then distributes the chopped material to be used as bedding or feed. These machines save hours of manual labor and reduce waste by preparing forage materials to exact specifications. But machines alone aren't enough. The whole process requires timing, coordination, and skill. Drivers need to communicate constantly, especially when several heavy vehicles are operating in tight quarters, all contributing to a single silage pit or feedlot. Compactors, rakers, and loaders must move like parts of a living organism, each knowing where to be and when to be there. A misstep could slow the process, or worse, damage the material that hundreds of cows will eventually eat. A typical day in a large feed operation begins before sunrise. Silage cutters start early, delivering loads from the field to the pit. As trucks arrive, loaders push the material up the pile. Compactors like the ZD30000 work tirelessly to press each load down while more forage keeps coming in. In parallel, mixers prepare feed rations for the herd, while bale processors break down straw and hay for bedding. Throughout the day, every machine has a place and a task. The scale of coordination is incredible. Hundreds of tons of material moved, shaped, compacted, and delivered before the sun goes down. In many large dairy or beef cattle farms, feed prep never truly stops. It's a rolling rhythm of intake, storage, and output, and the synergy between man and machine is what keeps it moving forward. Out on the edge where farmland meets forest, a different kind of power unfolds. In regions where agriculture and logging overlap, it's not unusual to find dairy farms flanked by thick woods, or fields carved out between rugged slopes. And in those places, machines aren't just feeding cattle. They're pulling trees, building access roads, and reshaping the land. It's here that the line between farming and forestry starts to blur. Enter the Komatsu 931XC, a logging powerhouse with a brain, designed for steep slopes and uneven terrain. This harvester grips trees with robotic arms, saws them at the base, and strips branches in seconds. It's fully computer-controlled, capable of calculating the most efficient cut path, even in wet, unstable conditions. But despite the tech, nature often throws curveballs. Hills shift, mudslides happen, and sometimes, even the most advanced equipment finds itself in a losing battle with gravity. Extreme scenes from around the world reveal what happens when control slips. In one case, an excavator working on a steep incline lunges forward, clawing at the earth, only to lose footing and tumble sideways. In another, a tracked vehicle dragging felled timber through deep snow suddenly lurches, wheels spinning, cab rocking wildly before coming to a stop on its side. These aren't isolated incidents. They're reminders of how much is at stake when heavy machinery meets extreme conditions. It's not just in the forests. A water tower collapse in Ohio during a planned demolition turned chaotic when structural supports failed earlier than expected. A massive steel drum, meant to fall in one direction, twisted and slammed down off target, ripping cables, flattening nearby structures. And then there's the maritime sector. The one Apis container ship disaster unleashed over 1,800 containers into the Pacific after a powerful storm struck mid-transit. The visual aftermath, twisted metal, missing stacks, and an estimated loss in the hundreds of millions. Behind every one of these machines, there's a calculated risk. Engineers build in safety margins. Operators train for months, sometimes years, but in the end, it's still about human judgment. A single delay, a misread on soil moisture, a wind gust at the wrong moment. These can change everything. That's why the culture of safety is so deeply embedded in these industries. Because the same machines that build, feed, and harvest can just as easily crash, topple, or destroy when precision fails. Every glass of milk on the breakfast table carries with it a hidden story. One written in steel, circuits, horsepower, and human ingenuity. Behind that quiet moment of pouring, there's an entire world in motion. A network of high-powered machines working in concert, trucks crossing countries to move cattle safely, mixers churning precise rations to keep herds strong, and automated systems bedding barns with just the right softness to support healthy, productive animals. It's a carefully choreographed dance of logistics and engineering. From the silage fields where massive loaders climb towering feed piles, to the IoT-enabled barns that adjust ventilation in real time. Every element plays a part. Waste is managed efficiently, fields are prepared with precision, and at the heart of it all are machines designed not just for brute strength, but for balance, between cost and output, between speed and safety, between profit and welfare. This isn't agriculture the way your grandparents might remember it. Today's farms are more like open-air factories, where biology meets technology, and where one decision on feed mix or cow comfort ripples through to affect milk yield, meat quality, and environmental impact. It's not just about feeding the herd anymore. It's about doing it smarter, faster, and more responsibly. So next time you pass a farm or sip from a cold glass of milk, take a moment to consider what's behind it. Not just the animals, but the people, the machines, the calculations, and the sheer force of innovation that made it all possible. And now, I want to hear from you. Which machine impressed you the most? Would you like to see more behind-the-scenes content from the world of modern farming? Drop your thoughts below. I will read every comment.